Happy 4th of July, everyone. Freedom, faith, America Revolutionary War, tobacco. This one here, Presbyterian blend. I have two blends I'm going to be smoking. The first one I want to talk about is the Presbyterian one. Why? Well, they had a pretty big role in the American Revolutionary War. So much that King James III even dubbed it as the Presbyterian Rebellion. You see, many Presbyterian ministers held that God is the supreme king and ruler. So when you had the king doing tyrannical things, committing tyranny, it was justified to be able to rebel against him. And it was just unlawful, right? They were doing things that weren't correct. So you have this movement uprising within. And it was so huge, really, that there was even other words that they would call it. They would have it as Black Robe Regiment. Why? Because you had the pastor behind the pulpit, and in that moment of time, he'd be doing his sermon and tying in why to fight against tyranny that was going on. And right after, he'd pick up his rifle, he'd go. He would go, and his members would follow. That's a huge thing. Imagine something like that now, right? All the craziness going on right now. Could you just imagine your pastor kind of picking up arms and going, right? I think it was just definitely for a certain time and moment, though. Is it needed for some of the crazy stuff going on? Probably, but I know we definitely have a lot of faithful pastors these days standing up for the craziness that are going on. So that's why I picked Presbyterian as what I'll be smoking. Now for the aroma, it's definitely a very smoky barbecue type of aroma. So it also fits in with summer and 4th of July. That type of aroma is, feels to it. And for what they did too, they did a lot. I'm not Presbyterian, I'm Reformed Baptist, but I definitely think my brothers in the Presbyterian, or as Keith Foskey likes to say, superior theology, they did a lot, and I definitely appreciate everything they did for them. I'm first generation American. My mother and father were born in El Salvador, and they came here. Definitely very grateful for that. I do take pride in my Salvadorian roots, but I am American. I was born here, and I love this country so much, and I'm very, very excited to celebrate America's 250th birthday. And with being on the Reformed theology side, I also appreciate so much for what the Presbyterians did during that time, right? Now, my second blend that I'll be smoking is Patriot blend. Talked about that a couple of times. I showed it on here. I talked about it, and it said that it has a Virginia and Burley base with dark fired Kentucky, black Cavendish, and cherry flavoring. That's so Americana right there, right? Now, I bought some dark fired Kentucky from Smoking Pipes. I forgot who I bought it from, sorry. And I remember when I'm smelling it, that gives me the campfire or just fire pit smoky smell or aroma, sorry. And then adding the black Cavendish and cherry flavoring, that also brings it to the sweet aroma. Now I know during 4th of July we think of apple pie, but there's also cherry pie, no, cherry everything, honestly. And it's pretty nice. I really can't get over this aroma. Now, earlier what I was smoking is not Presbyterian and Patriot blend. It's actually Midnight Orchard. And I'm smoking it out of my Molina. I want to say it's 105. Molina 105. Now, they talked about Sunny D, citrusy. Not only do I get that in the aroma, I also get that in the taste. I do get that citrusy type of taste. I live close to a lot of orchard farms, primarily apple. In Hemet, they have a bunch of oranges going down Florida Avenue. Not the type that you would eat. They would be more the type that you would bake with, though you still don't really want to grab them. But that citrusy smell, I could definitely gravitate to, so I know how that is. So that's pretty fun, but this video is not about Midnight Orchard, even though the time of recording this video, it's midnight. So it's pretty cool. So, those are two blends, like I said, I'm going to be smoking. It's Presbyterian and Patriot. Patriot also means a lot to me because it was made by Pipes and Animal, which he's a veteran. He was in the Marine Corps. I was already thinking about a month ago of what kind of American blend to get for 4th of July, more so for being 250th birthday, to celebrate that. So when I was able to talk with Pipes and Ammo, I figured what better blend really to have than someone who's a veteran, someone who fought and served his country, to have a blend personally made from him. And I thank you so much for your service. I think for everyone who served in the military, all the branches, thank you for your service. You are amazing. And I would say even for July, take it even a celebration to yourselves as well. This country has gone through a lot. A lot that's going on. Even though, even in my party, there's stuff that I'm not happy about. But I can definitely still celebrate tomorrow, or today. Enjoy it. I'm going to have some steaks. I got my bourbon, my beer lined up, my 2 tobacco blends that I'll be smoking. I got some amazing fun stuff coming up for my kids that they'll be enjoying all day. So, hey, be happy. Love your country. Enjoy it. Take pride in it. Smoke a good pipe, spend time with loved ones, and thank the Lord that you live here, and have fun. Alright guys, bye.